All right, thank you very much for having me here this afternoon. I see a lot of friendly faces out here in the audience. Also, some folks I don't know, so I'll give you a little quick and dirty on me. My wife and I live about 45 minutes from here, born and raised in Northeast Ohio. When I was a senior at Ohio State, which was about 10 years ago, not 10 minutes ago, I decided to join the United States Marine Corps. Thank you. I was inspired by my grandparents. One of my grandfathers served in the U.S. Army Air Corps, and my other grandfather was liberated by Allied troops, and they motivated me to want to join my country. A few years after joining, while I was in the reserves, there was an opening on the city council where I used to live in Lyndhurst, and decided to run for city council. I was told, "Hey kid, you're too young, wait your turn." And I went out there and knocked on every door in the community and campaigned on lowering property taxes. I felt that the city was overtaxing its residents. And so got elected and took forth an initiative to lower the property taxes. And sort of the good old boys said, "Hey kid, you can't really actually lower property taxes here." I didn't want to listen to them, so I went around them, went straight to the people and said, "Listen, I need you to come to a city council meeting. I want you to have your voice heard." And at this little Lyndhurst City Council meeting where the same 8 people show up every other week, we had over 300 people show up at this meeting. The fire marshal was saying, "We can't handle you all here." And they got up there, had their voice heard. It was the precursor to the Tea Party. This was 2005. And they had their voice heard. And instead of that vote going down 1-6, as was promised to me, ended up passing 6-1. This was the first municipal property tax rollback in the history of Cuyahoga County, one of the only ones that we know of in the history of this state. A couple years later, ran for the state legislature, was told, "Hey kid, you're too young, wait your turn." Went out there, knocked on approximately 19,679 doors, approximately. Wore out 3 pairs of shoes. And in a district that's 2-1 Democrat to Republican, that Dennis Kucinich represents about half of at the congressional level, got elected. So let me digress for a second and talk about Dennis Kucinich, because we have a great guy in the audience here named Rob Frost, who's the county Republican chairman of Cuyahoga County. He's going to beat Dennis Kucinich come next year. During my time in the legislature, I got a call from the Marine Corps asking me to go back to Iraq as part of the surge, and had a decision in my hands because felt I had a duty to my community, my constituents, but also felt I had a duty to my country, and ultimately felt called by my duty to my country. Decided that I didn't join the Marine Corps to say no when my country called. And 2007 went back to Iraq as part of the surge, was there in 07 and 08, came back home, and when I ran for re-election in the legislature, my opponent and his team, they attacked me for being an absentee legislator. That didn't work out, got reelected, and thanks. And a couple years later, was elected treasurer of the state of Ohio, and I'm proud to say, as treasurer of the state of Ohio, a few weeks ago, as the U.S. credit rating was downgraded because of the failure of people like Barack Obama, Sherrod Brown, Nancy Pelosi, and others, Ohio's credit rating was actually upgraded. A lot of folks throughout the state of Ohio have come to me and said, "I'm concerned where my country is going." People like Barack Obama, people like Sherrod Brown are taking our country about 100 miles per hour at a brick wall. And if we just turn that steering wheel just a little, we're gonna still hit that brick wall. We need to make a sharp turn of the steering wheel in order to take this country in a starkly different direction. And that encouragement from folks around the state, a good mix of Republicans, Democrats, and independents, folks who believe in free markets, believe in peace through strength, believe in freedom, believe in the values in which our country was founded, who remember the stories of very brave men back in 1776 who were marching through the snow with blood on their feet to found this country. They remember those stories. And they know this country was founded on the principles of freedom and liberty. And it's people like Sherrod Brown, who's been a politician since Richard Nixon was president, who's been in Washington for nearly 20 years, who are taking this country off the cliff. And we're going to change it, and we're going to kick him out of office. On this Obamacare, Sherrod Brown was to the left of Obama on Obamacare. He said, you know what, I'll hold my nose and vote for it, but it really doesn't go far enough. Sherrod Brown cast the deciding vote on the failed economic stimulus package. Sherrod Brown cast the deciding vote on Obamacare. Sherrod Brown was just named the most liberal senator in the United States of America. His record's to the left of Bernie Sanders from Vermont, who's a socialist. He needs to be kicked out of office, and we're going to do it. Now listen, we can't do this without your help. His side's going to have a lot more money, and they're going to play dirty. We're going to play within the rules, and we're going to do it with the grassroots. And my ask to you is that energy we had over the past year, we continue it over the next year. As we go door to door and pick up the phone and explain to people that Obamacare is a failure, we say to people, listen, Obamacare puts faceless bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. in between patients and doctors. Obamacare takes away the freedom and liberty of individuals to make their own health care decisions. People like Barack Obama, people like Sherrod Brown, are the folks who are putting our families at a competitive disadvantage in the global marketplace. We need to deliver that message door to door, face to face, phone call to phone call. They're going to have more money, they're going to play dirty, but we're going to do it with the grassroots. Are you with me? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with you, and I look forward to fighting with you for the next year. Thank you very much.